Hello, the game has started and it's me to go first. Just say hello to opponent. Now, I have a blank. I have a vouch, which is a 6. What else do I have? Maybe I'll just play vouch, and then perhaps after that I'll draw into a bingo. Vouch for 34. I draw some clunky consonants, so unlikely to bingo here. And one way to get rid of the F's would be waff, but not currently playable. Torch, opponent plays torch, okay. That doesn't help me much. Wow, it doesn't help me much at all. Maybe just F here for 23. Not great. I drift further away from bingo territory, duplicating the W. And I might even change on the next turn. The board not supporting the release of the W's in any great shape or form. I guess I could have a whip here. Opponents played lied alongside and scored pretty well, 31. Whip is probably marginally better than changing, but not by much. Wow, just can't seem to get to where I need to with the bingos. Well, maybe up winds is good. Wind-ups. Wind-ups is good, so where would that play? Well, it doesn't play anywhere currently. La takes a B. Ah, perfect. Opponents provided a hook, so I can play wind-ups in row M, column M. Now, is there a way of getting a 4-timer out of this? No, not seeing it. Unfortunately, I don't get wind-ups doubled, but happy to get it down anyway. I draw the J and the X. And I don't see any great plays for them. I do have Jibber, but that'll be taken. A little bit concerned about this hotspot. Perhaps up winds would have been better. It would have left. Ouch, yes, it would have been better. So that was a mistake. I rushed that move. Yeah, that was a bit silly. Anyway, so if I play on to the end, I'm just looking at Jinx. Yeah, that'll sort out the duplicate I and the J as well. Opponent can play through the J, I guess, but I have Berry. I don't see a way of playing through the J. Opponent's played Vor. That closes the board up a bit. Now whipped is good. Tire for 41. I draw a fairly good rack here. Abortion through an O. Taborin. Taborin is a 7. I've got the B for the front hook for blah. Let's check my opponents. Now, not a bingo friendly board particularly. The T, most useful floater at the moment. Wondering if this T combines with these letters to form an 8. I have the try prefix. Not seeing anything. Opponent taking some time with this move. Looking at parallel plays, BR, and that's where it ends. Opponent's play doesn't provide anything for me. Yeah, not seeing much on offer here actually. I guess I could play BO here, 11. Yeah, I'll go with this. I didn't like it. I've duplicated the T and the N, so I've gone backwards. That was a shame, yeah. Just didn't expect it. I was hoping to draw an E actually out of those 6 E's there. A whole bunch of O's to come. O would actually support this rack quite nicely for the shin ending, T-I-O-N. Now opponents played Belied. I'm thinking of a play like 10. I don't think it gives back a whole lot to opponent. I mean, he probably could get a 30-point play there, I guess. Kid and Co, for example. But there's just nothing on offer. Now, still have duplicate R to take care of. I have Mento. Okay, the X has been played, so no X hotspots. Mana doesn't get doubled. What about Tram 26? Does create a bingo lane and a hot Z spot. I'm not overly excited by that, although there is a Z hotspot here. So, for example, a play like well, there aren't many ways to get two directional. I mean, SOZ, S-O-Z, I guess. Tram scores well, I think I'll go with it. Not a good pickup. O's and I's everywhere. Is opponent about to bingo? And what can I do if he doesn't? I suppose I have O-N. Ouch, that's what I was afraid of. 44-point play, so opponent's caught right back up. I think that was too loose for me to do that. Anyway, couple of mistakes this game, I'd say, already, in terms of strategic play. Z takes an M, no M's to come. Maybe trio. Block the bingo lane. Gets rid of my duplicates as well. Cations. Ets is no good, unfortunately. But cations or cations is good. Will opponent open the board? And if I can't bingo, what? Oh, God, I can play cation here. Not a bingo, but it will score fairly well. Does cations have an anagram? Not that I can see. Triolein as an extension, Lein. Probably quite a few extensions. Triolets, maybe? No. Opponent plays ale. Pity about ets, yeah. So I'll go with cation for 25. Terrible pickup, but I'll just have to work through it somehow. I have no O for playing above the K, which is a shame. I have mug here. Does create a bingo lane for bingos ending in ST or SM. Or SO. But apart from that, it scores something at least on a very tight board. Oh, I almost forgot the Z hook. So that won't be of much use to me to play something like mug here, although it will frustrate the lane. Opponent has played there, so what to do? I can't play above the D, and I don't see a way of playing above LA. So maybe just mug and Z. He's created an I hook for idle, but you can't end on an S. I'm going with mug. Onerous. Onerous. Will opponent open the board. I don't have anything for going above LA, so no chance of onerous playing above Dole. Opponent down to 2.5 minutes. My time's also pretty low. Will opponent open up? He does need to bingo, I'd say. Maybe not, if he can. There aren't any high scoring tiles though. There we go. The opening I needed. Now will onerous create a bingo lane for opponent? Possibly, but I've got to go for it. Onerous now. Opponent, can he bingo? Nagia. I can't see. Possibly he could play across the top. RA. But I think I've got enough of a lead anyway to outrun a bingo. But will opponent find one? Okay, he hasn't. And what can I do here? I have sane, which seems best. Sane for 32. Opponent will probably go out with blank GR. Yeah, he'll play through the O here, I'd say. Or Greg and Idle. Gore, okay, so that's the end of the game. Let's see what we missed. Vouch was best for 34. A vouch also good, but I thought keeping the A would be better. Now opponent's got Durzi for 35, Zoe for 34. And he goes with Torch. Waff. I did spot it on my rack, but where did it play? Oh, of course, Avouch. That would have been the play for sure. After mentioning Avouch on my first rack, I failed to remember that it took the A on my following rack, so that was a bit short-sighted. Fawn as well would have been nice, but Waff definitely the play. DN blank, perfect. Opponent has lied for 31, that seems fine. Dale also good for 1 extra point. And now I've drawn the 2 W's. So I played Whip, which seems fine in terms of sorting the rack out. I don't like PWW, thank you very much. And yay for 25, opponent has a few 20-point plays. He opens up, which gives me wind-ups. Up wind's also good, scored slightly less, but much less volatile. So up, WINDS, so the N far less dangerous than the U. So I would have taken the 3 fewer points for the lower volatility. Quad comes down for 69, but Squab, wow, monster 78-point play. That would have hurt. Well, 69 hurt as well, but Squab would have been worse. Jinx for 34, best from this rack. And then opponent's got a few decent plays. 28, keeping AESV blank. That's a strong rack leave. That was through the E, Bez. Yeah. not an overly bingo friendly board, although there were lanes that you could hook onto. The T still there. So yeah, opponent went with Vor. Tire for 41 was best. Nice rack here for opponent, but no playable bingo. Z for 42, keeping BIS blank. That's 12J. Yes and Z, that would have been a big score and a great rack leave. He went with Sear. Now Taborin, no spot for that. Abai looks quite nice. On to YE. Asquat, of course. And Abai, beautiful play. Decent rack leave. If I pick up an E to join those 5, I'm looking very strong as far as bingos go. But I go with Bow on a very tight board. And Belied for 12, but Z again for 26 this time. On to the D, but very volatile. I can't see that being best. Opponent creating a bit of an opening. Now duplicate city here, nothing great. Tin looks fine. And now opponent's got DE for 20, that looks okay. ID for 22, 9H. Oh, they're getting rid of the D and the E. That's quite a strong rack leave as well. 2 Ilyes, possibly. 2 Ilzy as well. 2 Ilzy. So D comes down, then Tram for 26. I took the tiles back thinking, no, it's too volatile. The Z and the K were still to come, and they could both do a bit of damage. What were the other options? Rom at B8. Nah, same problem with the score, giving back score to opponent. Merc through 2 disconnected floaters. Raff and Merc, that's quite nice. Sorted the rack out, scored well, took out a bingo lane. I like Merc. Raff. Okay, Tram gets punished with Z for 44. And now opponent is just 27 behind. And I've got these 1-point tiles, so Noria creates bingo lanes for opponent in row 3 and 4, N and an O, and the R. Potentially the R, but it'd have to have a hook of an O above the B, so I don't know if Noria is best, because there's a blank unseen, and I'm trying to protect a slender lead. Noria doesn't score much. What did I do? I blocked the best bingo lane on the board, which was column O. And I think there's merit to that, because opponent couldn't utilize it afterwards. And as it happens, I think he might have had a bingo here. Just trying to think of it. Triolian, no. Maybe he didn't, but he was very close to a bingo, so I think it was the right thing to do, and I had to assume that he had the blank at this stage. Look at that, whiptails. Not bad. 51-point play, burning the blank. Wow. Would that have been worth doing? Probably. Opponent went with ale, and now cat irons, no space to get it down. KA at J7. Wok and a squat, again missing the squat hook. So that would have been a nice score with a strong rack leave. I went with cat iron to take out the bingo lane, and as it happens, I think opponent would have had a bingo here. Entrolled doesn't fit, but wow. Anyway, that is very close to bingo, and there probably is one ordinal, but abo isn't good anymore. Anyway, there might have been a bingo there, so I think that had merit. It scored, plus it blocked a useful lane. Now, opponent went with doll. What was his other options? Yeah, idle, 22, 9H, IDLE, doesn't open anything up. He did need to open, I think. Doll did a good job of opening. Front eye hook, but also parallel plays across the top. Now with this rack, mug for 21 seems best, score-wise and rack leave-wise, but it also did take out that potential bingo for bingos ending in A or H. Now, very nice rack here, but no bingo for opponent. Amherst, not enough, because he's now about 50 behind, so he needs to bingo. Creates the opening, and luckily I have a bingo of my own. Now, does opponent have a comeback bingo? No. Garage in a number of spots, same spot, but Serang, yeah, there was nothing bingo wise to get down, and Sane was fine for 32. So that was the end of the game. A couple of misses. An opponent goes out with Gore. Couple of misses there earlier on. The avouch hook, so waff, and then the squat hook. So it's so important to look at the board and kind of clear your mind of what the board looks like, and just think about it analytically. Look at the word and think, does it take a front hook? Does it take a back hook? Rack your brains. And it only takes a few seconds, because sometimes you look at a word and you think, well, there's only going to be back hooks, if anything. So that's why it's always important to look around the board a couple of times and treat each move as a fresh opportunity to analyze. Hope you enjoyed watching that game, and I will see you next time.